I mean, shoot. It's hard to really go against Boots because on that one with specifically Xander, I feel Xander's still young, Boots is a lot older and has a lot more experience.
I sure hope that Boots uses that Philly shell, but it walks him down. I don't want him to move around, and it's gonna make it very difficult for Zayas, and we might see one of those fights where it's like, oh, it's a 12-0 shutout.
Fight going the distance. What you think?
It's possible. It's possible. I think if Xander come into the fight with a defensive mind state, then it do go to distance. But if he come to go to war, then yeah, somebody gotta go.
It's a lot closer too because Xander Zayas is a really good boxer, puncher. Well, he's really big for a 154.
Absolutely.
And I think that he can move around really good. He got a lot of great combinations and stuff like that. But it's going to be a tough fight for him because Boots is actually a big fighter too as well and has a lot of skill.
The boxing world is completely split on this matchup, and now some of the biggest voices in the sport are stepping in with their own predictions about who will leave Brooklyn victorious. Oscar De La Hoya has labeled the Boots Ennis versus Xander Zayas showdown a battle between two elite forces and expects nothing less than pure action. In his view, this is the type of fight where somebody eventually gets caught, and he believes it won't make it to the scorecards.
I really do think it's a clash of the titans if you really think about it. Look, Boots is a tremendous fighter. He's a beast. He's fast, he's elusive, he's strong, he can change up his combinations, his footwork is impeccable. But then you have Zayas, who's a big guy, who throws a lot of punches, who's young, who's strong, but he's motivated, he's hungry. I think it's going to be a great fight. I think it's going to be a classic fight.
Giving his own assessment of the matchup, Terence Crawford has applauded Xander Zayas for accepting such a dangerous challenge at this point in his career. He respects the young champion's confidence and his willingness to face one of the most avoided fighters in the division. But even while praising that mindset, Crawford admits he can't shake the feeling that this opportunity may have come a little too early for Zayas to be taking a risk of this magnitude.
That's a tough fight, especially for Xander at this point in his career, but it shows his heart and his confidence, that he has in himself, and he's ready to go make history for his country, and he's going to do real well in that fight. I just think, right now, it's a little bit too early for him.
Ryan Garcia has also entered the conversation after becoming the WBC welterweight champion by defeating Mario Barrios through a unanimous decision on February 21, 2026. In a recent interview, Garcia revealed that a future showdown with Jaron Boots Ennis is already on his radar. His comments have added another exciting layer to the growing list of major fights that could shape the future of the division.
Will I fight Boots? Bro, I will knock out Boots. Boots is... Bro, the thing I don't like about Boots... Well, Boots is cool. Cool person. Don't know much about him, but I like Boots as a person. I don't like his promoter, Eddie Hearn, who said, I can't believe he's fighting Boots. Like Boots is some unbeatable fighter. Like, bro, we're fighters. We don't give a you all.
You couldn't even knock out Barrios. Bro, when the last time you even knocked somebody out? Make it make sense, bro. He tripping.
Adding his opinion to the discussion, Roy Jones Jr. says what stands out most about Boots Ennis is the mindset of a fighter who never runs from the toughest challenges. Instead of waiting around for opportunities, Ennis actively searches for the biggest names and the hardest fights available. Jones believes that attitude is exactly what boxing needs more of, and for fans of true competition, this matchup delivers everything they could ask for. He sees the ingredients for a thrilling battle between two young stars capable of ending each other's unbeaten run.
Boots, on the other hand, is looking for that coming out party type fight. So he got to fight somebody at this point. And because he couldn't get A, he went to B. And I like that about Boots because Boots saying, I want all the smoke. If this one won't take me, I'll go find the next one. And so since he couldn't make the fight with Ortiz, he made the fight with Xander. This is what you want to see. This is a barn burner, I think. May the best man win, but both of these guys are capable of becoming the biggest threat to Fundora in the weight class because right now, Fundora is still the king of the weight class.
Bringing another respected viewpoint into the debate, Andre Ward says he loves everything about the matchup but still has one important concern. He wonders whether this challenge has arrived just a little too soon for the 23-year-old Xander Zayas. Ward has consistently praised the Puerto Rican standout for his movement, reach, toughness, and maturity inside the ring. But in his opinion, winning world titles at a young age doesn't automatically mean a fighter is fully prepared for a challenge of this size.
There's still two young guys. Boots is 28, but he's still a young guy. He's in his prime. And, Xander Zayas is 23. And when I look at this matchup initially, the first thing I think about, is it too soon for Xander Zayas? Is it a year too soon? Is it a year and a half too soon? Some would say, but he's still he's a two-time world champion. That doesn't mean that he's ready for this. I think Xander, and I like Xander a lot. I like him a lot personally. I like his movement. I like how he's carried himself, and I like him. I've seen his growth, calling his fights on ESPN. He's got a lot to like. He's got the range. He's got the height. He's tough. He got a whole country behind him, and he fully embraces trying to be the next great Puerto Rican champion. And he's going to cause some problems for Boots Ennis throughout this fight. But my initial question is this too soon, or is it the right?
Taking his analysis a step further, Ward points to a detail that many casual fans may overlook. He believes Boots is an exceptional talent with a genuine passion for the sport, but his defensive habits don't always reflect the same level as his offensive brilliance. Ward has noticed moments where Ennis absorbs clean shots that could have been avoided and occasionally repeats the same defensive mistakes. Against world-class opposition, those openings can become dangerous. As for Zayas, Ward avoids making a firm prediction, but he strongly hints that an upset is absolutely possible if the timing falls into place.
Rumors, but the truth is Boots is he's a gym rat, and he lives boxing. He really loves the sport, and you see that when he fights. But the question or concern that I have for Boots is Boots has had his way so much that I don't always see Boots, even though he does have skill defensively, he doesn't always use it. I see Boots sometimes get hit with clean flush shots, and I'll see him get hit in a fight with a repeated shot. And my boxing brain says, you took that shot against this guy. What if you get hit with that same shot against that guy? So those are my initial concerns about the fight for both guys.
Viewing the contest from a trainer's perspective, Jose Benavidez Sr., the father of David Benavidez, sees this fight as a true 50-50 matchup with no clear favorite. Having watched both men develop from the early days of their careers, he believes they have each earned the right to be in this position. In his eyes, when two determined and highly skilled fighters meet on this level, victory isn't decided by talent alone. The smallest adjustments and tiny details are often what separate the winner from the loser.
That's a great fight. To me, that's a 50-50 fight. These guys are coming with everything. Whoever wins that fight is going to be on top. I've been watching both since they started their career, and they've been doing good. That's why they're facing each other, and it's a good fight. Different styles, and let's see who work harder and who's more disciplined and who wants to go to the next level.
On the other side of the discussion, several respected names in boxing believe Xander Zayas has a very real chance to create something special on fight night. Rather than writing him off against a dangerous opponent like Boots, they feel there is a legitimate path to victory for the young Puerto Rican. To them, this isn't simply another showcase for Ennis. It's a genuine high-level contest where both fighters have the ability to steal the spotlight.
It's one thing to say, Boots is this future superstar. He beat this guy and that guy and that guy. Meantime, when you actually make the fights, and it's like, oh, he's really going to fight that guy? Is he going to win? Where are you with this?
Where I am, Max, is that I want to give a lot of credit to Xander Zayas. Xander Zayas, young guy, he wanted this fight. He called for the fight, and he made it happen quick after the Virgil Ortiz-Boots fight fell apart. So fair play to Xander. He has a lot of confidence in himself, even though he's going to be the underdog. And you're right, Boots hasn't proven anything yet. Not his fault, but he hasn't fought anyone. He looks special. Now we're going to find out, is he special?
Max Kellerman describes this matchup as one of the boldest moves made by any young fighter in recent boxing history. He points out that Zayas is putting not only his championship on the line, but also the reputation he has carefully built by agreeing to face one of the most feared and avoided names in the division. Kellerman doesn't see that decision as reckless. Instead, he views it as a powerful statement that Zayas truly believes he belongs among the very best fighters in the sport.
Also, the thing about Xander, you're right, you gotta give him props, is when you have a built-in fan base. In other words, it's not just that you're of a certain ethnic or national group, but you're undefeated. You've been groomed and promoted as maybe the future star that group's fan base will follow. You're risking a lot because you have a built-in economic engine behind you. And when you're a guy who can be put in a position to pick and choose, and you choose Boots, Gabe. What does that say?
Absolutely. This is a fight he definitely didn't have to take, man. You know, he's a 2-division champion right now. And for him to choose the toughest guy on paper right now, I mean, skill-wise, Boots, it's crazy. You know, it's crazy. He could have went a different route, but he chose the best guy.
Providing a perspective that many fans may not have considered, Jermaine Ortiz believes discipline, preparation, and the right training environment could end up playing a bigger role than raw talent alone. Having shared the ring with Boots Ennis himself, Ortiz speaks from personal experience. His message is straightforward. People need to stop being distracted by highlight clips and begin appreciating the efficiency and technical ability that Xander Zayas brings. In his opinion, many observers are seriously overlooking what the young champion is capable of.
He got a great coach too, and you know, I think he's gonna be able to pull it off. And yeah, I fought Boots too. That was a long time ago, but he's definitely savvy as well and crafty in the ring. So hopefully he's able to. We'll see if he gets to land any of those shots on Xander. But I think a lot of people underestimated Xander's abilities. You know, I think they're going more for the flashy stuff, what they see with Boots, and they're putting more weight on the flashiness than the actual efficiency of Xander.
When the topic shifts to possible knockout predictions, Ortiz doesn't hesitate to make his stance clear. He simply doesn't believe Boots Ennis will be able to stop Xander Zayas. Fans who have followed Zayas from the beginning of his career understand exactly why he feels that way. After signing his first professional contract at only 16 years old, Zayas has gone through a remarkable physical transformation. He continues to grow into his frame, adding strength and maturity while already carrying a highly polished boxing skill set.
No, Boots ain't knocking Xander out. I'll tell you that right now.
He's a big kid.
Yeah.
He's a big kid. Cause like that was one thing about like us, you know, following his career. He gets signed at 16, and then you know it was like a crazy growth spurt. I don't know. In the last like 3 years, he just became a lot bigger. You know,
well, you grow. You talking about 16? Those are your growing years. You know, man. You keep growing till you're like 26, 28. You don't keep growing, so
he's 23.
Still young. Yeah, he's still gonna keep growing.
Looking at the bigger picture, Mike Coppinger describes the junior middleweight division as one of the deepest and most competitive weight classes in boxing today. Even so, he stops short of placing any fighter from the division inside the current top 5 or top 10 pound-for-pound rankings. Coppinger admits this particular matchup is extremely difficult to predict because both men possess unique strengths that can change the fight. But if he had to make a final pick, he says he would lean ever so slightly toward Boots Ennis.
And to be honest, junior middleweight is a good and deep division.
Yes, it is.
I don't see any pound-for-pound top 5 guys at the top of that division. Maybe not top 10 guys at the top of that division. And now that it's time to fight the top of a division with no top 10 pound-for-pound guys in it, you don't know who's going to win between Boots and those guys.
What I said was, if I had to pick it's a close fight. We're not going to it's not a close fight. It's a close fight for one. For two is if I had to pick a guy, right? I would pick Boots to win.
Because I'm just going to say, when Crawford was fighting in all the divisions, who's going to win? Crawford?
You know what I hate?
Yeah, but there's this guy there, Crawford.
Stop putting Crawford as everybody else. It's Crawford and the guy.
When discussing Xander Zayas, Mike Coppinger has made it clear that he respects the young champion's mentality just as much as his talent. After the planned bout with Ortiz fell apart, many fighters would have chosen a safer option and waited for another opportunity. Zayas went in the opposite direction. Without wasting any time, he called for Boots Ennis and pushed to make the biggest fight available, showing complete belief in himself and his ability to rise to the occasion.
You know, Xander Zayas, young guy, he wanted this fight. He called for the fight, and he made it happen quick after the Virgil Ortiz-Boots fight fell apart. So fair play to Xander. He has a lot of confidence in himself, even though he's going to be the underdog. And you're right, Boots hasn't proven anything yet. Not his fault, but he hasn't fought anyone. He looks special. Now we're going to find out, is he special? And I think this is a great business move for Xander, too. He's going to get a career-high payday, and like you said, 190 he walks around at. He hasn't had much more time at 154.
Yeah. And also, I'm thinking about is if you really watch Boots, Boots does look special all the time. But there's cases where he gets hit a lot. And you're like, man, for you to be so good and so special, why are you getting hit from some of these lower class fighters?
Adding another major voice to the conversation, Keith Thurman believes the case for Boots Ennis extends well beyond natural ability. He points to the full package: the pedigree, the tireless work ethic, and the dedication to training camp that only a handful of fighters can truly match. Thurman feels that when you combine those qualities with world-class talent, it becomes incredibly difficult to argue against Boots coming out on top.
Boots' opposition in his last fight doesn't prepare him fully, for this fight, but Boots is a former champion, and Boots is young and on the grind and has been waiting to make a big statement. And this is that, there's always windows and opportunities. I remember when Paulie Malignaggi became world champion at 147, and I was like, who did he just fight? And then boom, he was overseas and he was able to get a title, So not only does he get to fight a champion, but he gets to fight a unified champion. You take out one and you walk away with two.
At the same time, Thurman raises a point that serious boxing followers should pay close attention to. He believes Xander Zayas is carrying tremendous momentum and confidence, but those qualities haven't yet been tested against a challenge this demanding. If the fight reaches the championship rounds and conditioning starts to play a major role, Thurman expects Boots to have the stronger engine and the experience needed to make the later stages of the fight extremely difficult for the young Puerto Rican.
I was looking at him because I'm in the division now, and I think he's a little premature. I think he's there to get got, but that's why we got these things called opinions, and it's up to the fighters to show us, what they're really capable of, and that's what Fight Night's all about. So it'll be a good one.
Do you feel like that fight goes the distance?
Depends. If anyone's stopping anybody, it's Boots. You know what I'm saying? Because once he gets you, he smells the blood in the water.
Adding to the growing admiration for Zayas before Fight Night, Bernie the Boxer highlights just how much the young champion has changed physically over the years. Competing at 154 pounds, he now appears stronger, more solid, and much more physically imposing than many fans realize. What makes Bernie's opinion especially intriguing is his take on the styles involved. He believes Zayas actually matches up with Ennis far better than most people think, and that the tactical side of this fight could catch a lot of observers by surprise.
I don't know, Xander can box. Xander is a big guy. He didn't field out for the weight, you know what I'm saying? He's put on a little bit more muscle, I don't know. I think he
called his own?
It's not, yeah, definitely. And I think I don't want to overrate Karen, and I don't want to underrate him, but I think if a guy like Karen can actually do even better, he did better even in the second fight, so I don't, I think Xander probably right there with him, so I will give it a good chance. I don't know, but I think it's an interesting fight because, I think Boots is the heir apparent. Everybody is waiting on Boots to outshine the pack, So, fighting for those two titles, against a guy like Xander, he still got a lot to prove, but that goes right in the right direction. That opens him up for the Kelly fight, which he's over there with those guys. He can do that.
Offering another undefeated fighter's viewpoint, Haven Brady Jr. gave one of the most straightforward breakdowns of the Boots versus Zayas showdown. In his opinion, Boots deserves a slight edge, but the result depends heavily on how Zayas decides to fight. If Xander stands his ground and trades punches, Brady believes a stoppage could happen. But if he stays disciplined, boxes intelligently, and sticks to a smart strategy, he thinks the contest has a very good chance of going all the way to the final bell.
I definitely get an edge to Boots, but hey, I feel like I just want everybody to see it. But I think I know how it's gonna go. I might put my bets in.
You got a list.
I'm gonna put my little bets in, but I feel like it's a good fight. I feel like this right here, his style, I feel like gonna bring the best out of Boots. That's all I be want to see. I see Boots every day, but I feel like a lot of stuff that he do in a fight, a lot of stuff he doing in sparring, he haven't did in a fight yet that I see in the gym. So it just take that, like they say, you gotta take that one fighter to bring everything out of you. So I feel like he might be one of those fighters, but I seen in some interview that he said he gonna move a little bit, so no telling.
A huge amount of attention remains fixed on the blockbuster June 27th clash between Xander Zayas and Jaron Boots Ennis, and one thing stands out from all the conversations surrounding it. The respect for Zayas is undeniable. Agreeing to face one of the most dangerous punchers in the division at this stage of his career says everything about his ambition and confidence. Across the boxing world, analysts and former champions have openly praised his willingness to take on one of the sport's toughest assignments without hesitation.
It's gonna come down to IQ. It's gonna come down to conditioning. It's gonna come down to pressure. It's gonna come down to what Xander is willing to go through. Xander is the champion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Boots is hungry because he want that respect and he want those titles. Xander got to figure out how far he willing to go.
Greg Hackett quickly turns the conversation toward excitement whenever this matchup is mentioned. He believes this could be the first time Boots Ennis shares the ring with an opponent who brings the same combination of size, physical strength, and overall boxing ability that Xander Zayas possesses. According to Hackett, that alone makes this a completely different challenge from anything Ennis has dealt with before, and one of the biggest reasons fans should be looking forward to it.
I think he's willing to go there because what he went through with Abbas was a good tangle up. You know what I mean? That was a good little mix. But this time you won't be fighting Abbas. But at the same time, Boots, this is be his first joint where he got somebody that big. Like, you know what I mean? Xander is a big guy with skills. So it's gonna be interesting. I like the fight. I'm mad at Virgil Ortiz and his team, but I feel better because of Xander, what he did. So I got a world of respect for Xander right now. Utmost respect.
Making his intentions perfectly clear, Boots Ennis doesn't see himself as just another contender at 154 pounds. He believes he is the biggest attraction in the division and carries himself with the confidence of a fighter who knows exactly what he brings to the table. Echoing that same belief, Haven Brady Jr. suggests that no matter who currently sits at the top, every major name in the division will eventually have to face Boots if they want access to the biggest and most meaningful fights.
I feel like everybody gotta come to me regardless through this weight division. Like I said before, I'm the cash cow of this division. If anybody want to fight, they're gonna make the most money fighting me than anybody else. So I feel like I'm the cash cow of this division, and I'm the best of this division.
What do you think of Fedor's style? It's very unique.
I mean, I don't know. He's just tall. He's tall. Like I said, I haven't watching, so I can't really give you sit here and like explain. Like when the time comes.
Xander Zayas versus Jaron Boots Ennis has every ingredient needed to become a modern boxing classic. Two unbeaten fighters, world titles at stake, and a golden opportunity to prove who truly belongs at the top of the 154-pound division. Zayas believes his youth, physical advantages, and ring intelligence will carry him to victory, while Ennis is determined to show that his explosive power and elite skill set can make him a champion in a second weight class. Now it's your turn. Who do you think gets the win when the final bell sounds? Does Boots Ennis continue his march toward pound-for-pound greatness, or can Xander Zayas shock the boxing world and earn the biggest victory of his career? Drop your predictions in the comments, and let us know if you think this one ends with a knockout or goes the full distance. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest boxing news, fight updates, interviews, and breaking stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.